3 days ago, the pilot of a JetBlue flight headed to New York reported that he narrowly avoided colliding with an Air Force tanker flying over the Caribbean. The military aircraft was not broadcasting its location. The pilot was quoted as saying, quote, "They don't have their transponder turned on. It's outrageous. We almost had a mid-air collision up here." Why do we continue to tolerate near misses? Seconds away from catastrophe, just months after an Army Black Hawk helicopter flew into American Airlines Flight 5342 at Ronald Reagan National Airport here in D.C. Nearly 1 year after that tragic mid-air collision over the Potomac River on January 29th, we are here to bring attention to a provision in the fiscal year 2026 National Defense Authorization Act that was airdropped in at the last moment and that unwinds the actions taken by President Trump and Secretary Duffy to make the airspace around D.C. safer. Section 373 of the NDAA lets the military fly by different rules than every other aircraft in civilian airspace. This special carve-out was exactly what caused the January 29th crash that claimed 67 lives. American Airlines Flight 5342 was seconds away from landing at DCA when the flight crew began hearing traffic alerts in the cockpit. Although the commercial flight was broadcasting its location, a military helicopter operating nearby was not, because it was using this special loophole carved out for the military. And the two aircraft were on a collision course. After the crash at DCA, President Trump and Secretary Duffy immediately took action. They diagnosed the problem, and since the accident, military helicopters have been required to transmit their precise location using ADS-B technology. ADS-B can broadcast an aircraft's position, altitude, and velocity much faster than traditional radar, giving air traffic control and other aircraft this crucial information in near real time. Section 373 would take steps to reverse this rule, not even a year after the fatal crash. Instead of permitting more military helicopter flights in D.C., Congress should strip this provision from the bill. President Trump, in just his first year, has started what his predecessors couldn't get done: fixing air traffic control and investing real funds to upgrade and modernize the system. I was proud to lead Senate Republicans in providing $12.5 billion in the One Big Beautiful Bill for air traffic control modernization. Secretary Duffy has been making great progress, already replacing 1/3 of the FAA's antiquated telecommunications system with 21st century fiber, satellite, and wireless coverage. Through a commitment to both air traffic control modernization and requiring the military to broadcast ADS-B out, the Trump administration has already greatly improved aviation safety. Section 373 needs to be stripped and the bill sent back to the House so that President Trump can sign into law and cement his legacy as a champion of aviation safety. In addition to stripping this language, Congress should enact the bipartisan Rotor Act, which Senator Cantwell and I authored together. Our bill, which we're working to tee up for a vote before the full Senate, would require precise location transmission for all aircraft operating around D.C. airspace. The Rotor Act passed out of the Commerce Committee unanimously 2 months ago. Every Republican and every Democrat on the committee supported the Rotor Act. It would tighten the rules for the military operating in congested D.C. airspace It would require all aircraft in congested airspace to receive and transmit ADS-B signals and evaluate the airspace design around commercial airports. The Rotor Act will save lives. And importantly, it can become law very quickly. I'm seeking a vote on the Rotor Act as part of any appropriations measure before the current continuing resolution expires at the end of next month. Thank you, and I'll now turn to the ranking member of the Senate Commerce Committee, Senator Cantwell.